Hey everybody, welcome back. Evil Genius 2. Hope you're having a good day today. I think I might make this video, maybe the next one, I don't know, but I might make this one or the next one the last one I record until the game's fully released. I just want to get your feedback, I want to see your comments, and honestly, I want to see if the game changes any, and we can discuss it. But look, this region is getting locked down already. The heat is maxed out all on its own. I wasn't even doing a scheme here. And then we've got this one doing it too. This one is at what looks to be 32 heat. And these two tasks are both going to add 50. So good luck with that. I mean, like, I don't know how you're going to, yeah, have fun with that. In the meantime, we might as well get some gold if we can, which I was kind of hoping one of the like the little ones that takes less workers was in there. But yeah, we're not going to do the long one. This one's locked down, so I can't do this challenge. And I think Symmetry's still hanging out in the, yeah, down here. She's still hanging out in the very, very southern Anvil provinces. But this region's locked down too. So we have a lot of heat, a lot of lockdowns. And the interesting part, though, is when it unlocks, it resets the heat to 0. So I don't have to pay for anything. So like this one over here, I could pay money to reduce that heat and start another task. But if I have decent money flow, which right now is kind of questionable, but if I have decent money flow somewhere, I could just let that go, max it out. It doesn't seem like there's any disadvantage to doing that, other than the region being locked for a temporary amount of time. Due to heat reaching maximum capacity, you cannot run any schemes or upgrade this network while in lockdown. It's kind of whatever, I don't know. I'm gonna let it go for now. And then we have a whole lot more broadcast strength we can spread around the place. So I'm gonna go into this one. And I'm going to go into this one, see if we can get that scheme done. And then I'm going to go into this one, and we can go into this one. You see what I'm doing here? I'm using up all that broadcast strength. Let's go into this one too, or maybe this one down here. Yeah, let's just do it. We're going to use up a whole bunch of broadcast strength because in the base, if you remember, I set up this extra bit here. And we're going to get this done too. That's nice. Now, we have we're very short on valets. We don't have a whole lot. Because I sort of sent them around the map to do things. And, you know, they just, the valet trainer thing has been shut off for a while. I'm not going to execute a technician.
Objective available.
I might train one, but... Can I train one? Yeah, I guess so. We'll train one. Let's take a look at my training center. We're spending money like crazy, just keeping our balance as low as possible while we expand. That way nothing can be stolen from us. So I'm getting a new valet trainer put in place here because we really need to ramp that up. We have like 5 valets now. I'd like to have closer to 20. So we've got this, and then I want to build this when we get to 25K. We'll do that. In the meantime, we're also trying to get more power added. I'm at 29 power capacity, spare power capacity, so we're getting some more nuclear power. And I guess that's kind of my update for now on what we're up to. I do have some agents on the base, but they just keep getting dismissed, if you will. Because of the lack of valets, though, they're still pretty skilled. The resolve has taken quite a while to reduce compared to usual. But that's just because we don't have as many valets out here distracting them and all that stuff. So I am currently waiting for, like, minions basically and helicopters and all sorts of other things to get put in, but I'm also waiting on these, so I'm spending a lot. I've got over 100,000 gold of stuff just queued up ready to build, so our coffers are never going to be full enough to even justify these. And I'm not entirely sure if I think anyway I can just delete these pallets and it doesn't delete the gold. I don't actually know that.
Research has resumed.
So for now I'm going to keep that there, but right now, when we do a research project, we can have 3 people working on it at a time, which is nice. We have 3 times the research speed. The problem, though, is that the current research I'm doing it uses this, and we only have 1 of these. So I'm making 2 more. And then also the same thing with the data bank. I'm making an extra one of there, too.
Network has been established.
New criminal networks are established. Nice. Let's go ahead and get the last one here, too. That should be, I think that's the side objective, to get a network in all of those regions. And then also these ones here, there's a side objective for that too.
Technically, I'm invincible.
Are you? What did you do for me just now? What are you talking for? What did you do?
Communications encrypted.
Oh, she's fighting. Where is she fighting at? Ah, here she is. Oh, she's totally gonna wreck him. You know what? Let's capture.
Do you see that intruder? Capture.
We're gonna capture instead. Yep, she's gonna be able to do that, no problem. Got her. Come on, that's it. Did you just pull
A
a...
new criminal network has been
She pulled a
established.
finger pistol on her, I think. I don't think she even has a gun. I think she pulled a finger pistol on her. Nice. We'll capture her. Those other objectives that take away my intel, yeah, thanks. You took away my 5 intel. Thanks, appreciate that. This region is going to get locked down pretty quick, so we're going to let that happen because there's no way I can avoid it. I'm certainly not going to pay 12 valets to do it. It just makes no sense. Let it go. Same thing with this one up here. It's pretty high and like, okay, I guess I could reduce it with the 10 grand, but I'm just going to let it go, honestly. I don't see a point. So let's go ahead and grab this and this. We're going to instantly spend that money because we have lots of stuff queued up to buy and to build. And then there's also, this is still open, so I really want to get that going. And then that
The scheme
roboticist,
has succeeded.
the roboticist one I think takes intel, and that's why I haven't done it yet. So it's this one here. It's going to take, no? Oh, yeah, it does. It takes 20 intel to do this. So I do want to do that. I just have to wait until I have 20 intel to do it, which requires me to capture people. So we're going to go in and do that too. We have only
A new
3 cells.
criminal network has been established.
But I've expanded the area we could do this for, and then once we get more research so where I can cut into this rock, we'll expand it even further, of course. And I'm still tempted. I think this might be my prison instead, honestly. That's probably what's going to happen. And we're going to look to capture people as often as possible at a certain point. So we got minions leaving the base. That's good. And I'm wondering if it says there's no scheme running. Oh, right there. Yep. No scheme running here. It's a fresh network. Let's go ahead and run. Let's go ahead and run that. It's the main quest. It's going to take valets. This is the reason why I don't have any valets, because I've been doing all of these. We're going to go ahead and launch this one too. Yes. Launch that one too. So we're going to do a whole lot of these main quest stuff. Assassinations and publishing dirt. The published dirt ones take money, I think. At least I thought they did. Electoral Carnage. I think those take money. It's this one, I think. Yeah. We just spend the gold. So I'm going to do that now. Yeah. Just to spend the gold to do it. They don't take any minions, I don't think. Well, maybe it does. I must have misread that. No? No? Oh, it's paused. That's why.
Research has been paused.
Freaking game is paused. That's why. Okay, let it go. Yep. So we're going to unlock some new regions and expand our criminal empire
Research has resumed.
pretty much worldwide at this point. Pretty close, anyway. Let's unlock the last... Oh, I can't. I don't have spare strength, really? Oh, I spent it on this, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to need additional broadcast centers, too. Let me just take a look really quick at optional objectives, make sure I'm not missing any. So I think it's this one that we'll get 3,000 for. Basically, when you finish scouting the territories and stuff, it's going to pay you, So, yeah. 8 networks not doing anything, though. Man, I feel like we're missed opportunity, right? Let's go like this.
Optional objective available.
Get some cash there. This one is pretty... Like, there's pretty a lot of heat here. It's only 5,000, so I'll go ahead and get that. I'm wondering why this one's only 5,000.
A new criminal network has been established.
I wonder if there's a reason for that. I just haven't noticed. Because that one's really cheap. It's really economical to get rid of the heat here compared to the other ones, right? Makes a lot more sense here. Let's rock. And then this region down here is happening. This region over here can happen now. So there's just so many things going on the map. I swear we're going to spend the overwhelming majority of our time on a map here. Which isn't a bad thing. It's just different. You know, it's different than I expected anyway. All right. We could send valleys on
A
this.
new criminal
Wait, we
network
don't need
has
to
been
assassinate
established.
anymore. Yeah, we're already on assassination missions. We don't need to do this anymore. In fact, I think we're already on this assassination. Yeah, so this is the last assassination, which means we don't need to do this one. We don't need to do this one. We can get rid of that one and focus on gold instead, because we really only need to assassinate 5 people. So let's go ahead and grab that. And this network is going to, yeah, it's going to go overboard here. So we're going to want to get rid of the heat here if we can too. If I ever get to 10 grand.
A new criminal network
10
has
grand.
been established.
$10,000. Give me $10,000. And good. Reduce the heat to nothing. And then we'll go ahead and start running schemes here again. That works for me. Okay. So let's see. Where's our
You're
agents?
running out of gold. Maybe
Any
spend
agents?
less, or steal more.
Any investigators? No. Heat is 98. So what happens when it gets to 99? Do we start getting... I want to see if a different type shows up at 100. Doesn't look like it. So if you could just keep your heat down, I guess you're never visited by anyone different, like anyone major. Those 101. I think it's probably a good idea to grab some workers here. Yeah. Let's grab some workers with this money. Instant hire so that they can become valets, because we don't have many. Let's actually take a look at staff counts. We currently have 20 regular workers. I believe 5 more are on their way, so this is 15 plus the 5 that are coming. Then we
You're
have
running out of gold.
18 guards. Bring it on. I think that's maybe a bit too many, but bring it on. Deception, we're up to 8 valets, and we're looking for 18 is what I was looking for. And then science, I think 13 technicians is more than enough. 4 scientists is kind of iffy. We could maybe train another one, but I don't know. Like at most, we usually only have 3 working on it at once. So that gives 1 a break. And right now, we only have 1 working on it at a time. So until we can build these. So I should probably stop spending money and start focusing on this stuff instead, right? How much are these? $30,000. Yikes. Okay, we're going to be spending money for quite a while then, aren't we? I think it might be good just to let it run for a little bit, because we need to spend a whole lot of cash. And if I don't do schemes for a while, well, I mean, I have to do schemes to make money, but if I don't do like the really high heat schemes for a while, it might be more manageable in getting my staff count up. Yep. I don't need any more
The
power.
heat at a criminal network has attracted the forces of justice.
Okay, hold on. Many regions have been locked down. Yep, I know this. I'm okay with that, because some of them was just like intentional, like up here. Yeah, that one's locked down. And this one we already knew was going to happen. This one here, we can publish the dirt. It doesn't take any minions, so we can publish the dirt right here. 2,000 gold, let's go. I'm going to let it run for a little bit, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, the Charlie from the future here. So I don't know what happened with OBS, real strange, but for the remainder of this recording session, my microphone track is just gone. There's nothing there. I don't know what happened to my voice, but hey, you know, we'll do a little edited episode here. That's fine. So this is the conference table, and oh god, it looks so cool. The conference table is a place where your henchmen can go to rest and get their stats back, similarly to how your genius goes to their own big chair. On the map screen, we have some interesting little surprises. We've been dealing with Symmetry, of course, and I've learned so much about her after recording this stuff and how all these guys work. So we're gonna go in depth on this and try to like really analyze what goes on here later on. But yeah, we have Olga here. She's a super soldier. That's cool. Welcome to Hammer, I guess. And then out over in the United States and Canada area for Patriot, we have someone called Agent X. He's got a really cool hat. I actually like his entire... If I could just dress like him, I'd be set for life. I think I'd be pretty good. But we have more than just Symmetry to deal with now, and I'm assuming we're going to see more showing up as we go, maybe even some independent entities, and trying to figure out how to get around their justice, if you will, the forces of justice. So you can test it out here too, and we'll look at this. So if he's right here, he's idle, right? And so I'm going to look at one of these schemes in a region he's currently sitting in, and then I'm going to go ahead and say go on that scheme. Before we leave or anything else, I'm going to go back and check him, and you see he's not idle anymore. He's on a stakeout, and this is how they're getting information from us. So if I go in and I cancel this, as long as my minions haven't left yet, it doesn't cost me any money or anything. So as long as my minions haven't left the base yet, I don't lose them. And if once we go ahead and cancel this, we look back on him and he's idle again. So I really think that that's how you avoid these guys. You just don't do things in their region and you won't have to deal with it, man. It's just another layer that makes this game super cool, and that you have base building, you have your own minion management, if you will, and you have a lot of other things at play, like trying to keep things out of investigators' faces or capturing people, getting intel, and then you have all these different side quests. There's actually a lot to this, and I'm really like, the more I play it, the more I appreciate some of the complexities that they put into the system. Again, there's those little quality of life things I wish they'd get, but like, other than that, this is a really well done game. I'm having a really good time with it. I still do wish that I had more micromanagement control over my minions in the base, and I do also still wish that there was less micromanagement in the map layer, but the more I play it, the more I'm starting to somewhat appreciate more, I guess, the map layer, because, like, yeah, I feel like I have to revert to it a lot, and that's maybe not what I expected, but it is a huge critical part of the game and the process and sort of the experience of playing Evil Genius 2. And I don't necessarily know how I would alter it or change it. That's the thing. Like, I have little things where I kind of go, man, you know, this sucks, or this little bit here, this tiny little element of it sucks. And then I try to think, well, how would I improve it? And I can't think of anything for certain elements. I still don't like that these super agents can just teleport into the base. I wish game developers would just get teleport as a concept for enemy movement or whatever. Just get teleport out of the game. It would be cool if maybe they came in through a ventilation shaft or something in the middle of one of my corridors, and then they instantly were disguised and they moved around my base and I wouldn't know they were there. Like, that would be pretty cool. I have to like pay attention to tendencies or something, you know, really put more agency to the player for it. But, you know, it's the little things, whatever. So we've got more power going in here. I'm expanding my nuclear power, and, you know, I'm putting capacitors in here too, like an extra capacitor. But honestly, the way power is implemented in this game, it doesn't make sense to purchase capacitors. And so, I really recommend that if you're playing the game yourself, unless they change how power works in the game, that you just not spend any resources on capacitors and just instead spend resources on additional power generation instead. And then if you get to where you're overpower, you can just shut stuff off. Some of the big items that are a little bit niche or situational in their usage, things like the infirmary beds, which aren't really constantly used, but yet they're still drawing a consistent 10 power. Another thing would be the chairs that are in the archive for smarts. They're not used all that often. I mean, I see them being used, but I don't think it's super critical that they're used all the time. And if you're in a pinch, each of those chairs is sucking down 5 power, which is half of a single, you know, early on generator. So yeah. You know, the tech tree here is pretty cool. I'm digging how diverse like some of the things are, but I really think I messed up a little bit here, and I really want to investigate more into the traps because they are so much fun. We were playing around with traps on Twitch, and it's just like you can do some really obnoxious things, and it's so fun to watch that stuff happen, and it's really effective, at least against minions that don't have a whole lot of skill. When you get into like the super agents and stuff, I'm sure they're maybe a little less involved, but still, like, you can do some really awesome, complicated things, and these traps afford you this. Honestly, I was talking about agency to the player. These traps are a great way of providing agency to a player for having some really awesome, fun times. So we're going to be doing more interrogations in the future, sure, to get intel and spending intel and all that stuff. Absolutely. I think one of the things I haven't been doing a whole lot, and I don't really necessarily improve this in the next video. Again, I'm recording this after recording like all of the videos that are in the future, at least up to 9. So, but the idea of like intel, I really undervalued intel, I think, in the beginning of this while I'm playing it. And I think I've also undervalued the pacing of research. I think my lab is too small. I don't have enough, like I have all these scientists so that I can constantly research and still have people taking breaks. But really, I should have more scientists and more whiteboards and more all these types of things, right? So I'm putting in additional equipment here in my lab so that I can have additional research going on too. And that's a thing that I've lacked a little bit, and that's something that I wish I'd paid more attention to before. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to share some of the ideas that I've come up with in terms of like how to organize certain rooms, and I think I might even make like a 5 tips video. I don't really necessarily like those types of videos, but they're pretty popular. So and I think I can genuinely provide some tips that the game itself doesn't really explain in certain ways, like certain systems work and stuff, like the lack of a need to actually separate your rooms. You could do a wide open area for things too, and you can actually not really mix tiles. But like in a certain space, you can have various different rooms within the same quote unquote room space, right? So you'll see that in the next video when we start to look at moving down to the next floor down. We're gonna start digging down, guys, not just out. And on the next floor, we're gonna put some stairs over here by the present armory where it is now, and this new communications area. We're gonna put some stairs here that bring people down and bring people all the way down to the next floor, and we're gonna make this huge area for a giant prison facility where we can just store a bunch of prisoners in there. We can play around with some traps if we want to, but mostly we're gonna look at sort of how the rooms work together over the next couple of videos and how we can situate a really, what I think is a excellent prison system for a base, and that is basically a prison cell, and then having armories and power supplies and infirmary and stuff all kind of in this one space where it's really difficult for any of these prisoners to escape. Even if they were like really good, I doubt they would be able to escape. So we're gonna try to find a way to get a prison that's not escapable, which I think is pretty easy to do with these current agents. But as they get stronger, maybe it'll be a little more challenging. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the thing about prisoners in this game is like they don't become prisoners until they lose all their vitality. And then once they escape, they have barely any vitality left anyway. So trying to escape, they never try to escape when they're near full health. And I don't know if they ever will. But there's so many possibilities in this game as far as like where you want to put things and how you want to do it. We can even have a secondary access point to our casino and also expand the size of our casino too if I want to. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'll show you guys all that stuff in future videos, but this one's gonna be just a little shorter just because I don't know what happened to my voice track. It's crazy. But in the next video, you're gonna see we're gonna start digging down, and we're gonna start, it's gonna be a lot of construction, but as long as we can avoid the super agents on the map and really following along with where they are and not doing schemes where they are when they're there, I don't think we have to worry about them as much. I think they only get information when your minion or when your money is doing schemes there, I think. Even if you pay to reduce the heat in that zone, completing a scheme at all in the region they are seems like that gives them enough information to infiltrate you. So it's and I don't know exactly what the reason would be for inviting her into my base. Like, why would I invite her here? But maybe there's something in the future, and we can totally experiment with this if we figure it out. Because I don't know, this is pre-release, right? Maybe there's a reason to invite her and to want to defeat her over and over again. Maybe she gets weaker and weaker each time you defeat her until you can finally capture her. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I'd like to do that. And with the other super agents too. For all I know, maybe I can just turn them and make them my own henchmen. That'd be awesome. All sorts of things to experiment with. We'll do that in later videos for sure. But I think for this one, it's a little shorter. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. You can like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I love your faces. Thanks for the comments and stuff. It's been really, I'm sure it's been really good. I'm recording this before I release any of them, but I'm sure it's been a pretty great response, and I'm trying to read everything that you guys throw at me. So thanks very much. We'll see ya. Bye.